Peace, peace. Happy now. Now's a vibrate, of course. I want to speak on that dynamic of how the inner universe connects with the outer universe, and how, if you're not aware of how powerful you are and how powerful it is to maintain, your connection with inner source, you may think external situations is doing something to you. I use examples of, again, like when I'm doing videos in a certain area, you know, and at some points we all on our growth. I done caught myself doing it, as far as like, all these people energy, that they projecting. Like, I might be talking about how it's not about Jesus but the Christ energy, and how it was 16 crucified saviors, and just running down a little evidence of how, again, Constantine and all this had the councils to the two Nicaea councils to make the Christ energy into a historical figure, when this Christ energy been existing, way before they try to turn it into a historical figure. But say, for instance, if I'm doing a video somewhere, I have to be strong within my energy, you know, because, yeah, somebody could be, so say, for instance, I'm doing that video somewhere and I'm around some people who, still believe in Jesus in that sense of it, you know. Yeah, I could pick up on that energy, and I could feel like, all right, yeah, these people feel uncomfortable about what I'm talking about. But again, everything is about what you allow. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody giving an insult. You gotta allow yourself to feel played or feel mad that they insulting you, or whatever the case may be. And the same thing with that energy. It's like, I gotta allow myself to be like, oh shit, their energy of not wanting to hear this information is making me not want to speak the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, it's not. Yeah, you may be feeling it, but again, that just means you gotta turn up or turn in, as far as go inward and strengthen your connection with your inner truth, and be strong in it, to where you're unaffected by somebody that doesn't want to hear the truth. You know what I'm saying? Also, the example I use is like, when I used to speak on going to the studio and doing music, and I would be like, well, I ain't gonna do music again. Cop out excuses, past excuses and cop outs of like, oh, I ain't gonna do music till I get my own studio, and this and that, because you know if I go to a big studio and all these other artists in there, or whatever, you know, they might be hating on me, or not want to hear me, flow, or whatever, and that's gonna mess with my, with my freestyle ability. And it's like, here it is, where in that moment, I'm giving my power away, and just with that statement, just saying it one time, like, that's another thing too. When we give into a belief, all it takes is one time for us to keep us in that repetitive loop of, for, again, ye are gods. We create our universe. So by me, again, at first was the word, and the word is God. You know what I'm saying? So with those words, I put a spell on myself by, uh, put it like this, by first and foremost, subconsciously feeling like this, and then I put a spell on myself when I verbalize and feel like, oh, well, because of those people in the studio is why I can't freestyle. When it was really about me, because I done saw evidence. That's what happened too. I saw evidence of like, nah, you just gotta stand in your energy. Because when I'm standing in my energy, it don't matter who around, or whatever, what could be on their mind, or whatever. And again, I create that reality when I step in my power, and then I create that reality of, seeing where that's like a falsehood, you know what I'm saying? And standing in my power, being myself, it was what allows for me to, uh, freestyle or do whatever, and unaffected by the external conditions. So, yeah, external conditions does give off an energy, and yeah, if it's more than just one person, and that's how you could also probably peep out people trying to project a certain energy into their field, because again, that's kind of, you know how, the magic of somebody trying to project a certain energy out into the realm. You know what I'm saying? They could be in their mind. So say, for instance, if I'm in my mind, Jesus is real, Jesus is real, Jesus is real, why somebody doing a video about how, like, with nothing but evidence about how, yeah, the Christ energy real, but that Jesus character in that sense of it is fake. But if I'm sitting there and me and a group of people believe in Jesus, like, as we sitting there, not only we have this belief that Jesus is real, but we all like Jesus is real, Jesus is real. That's projecting the energy out, out into your tourist field and out into your field, and in essence into the environment. But again, at the end of the day, you know, a person just has to stand in their truth. So no matter how much somebody may be projecting their energy, you know, as long as you're standing in your truth, you know what I'm saying, you will be unaffected by it. Yes, you will feel it and pick up on it, because again, that's the whole aspect of being quote unquote psychic or empathic, and being able to pick up on energies. But again, it's never about, well, that person sent this energy out, you know what I'm saying? And so that's why I'm doing this. Because again, the moment you blame it on something externally, is the moment you kind of, you know what I'm saying? And your connection with your inner source, your high self, the high self that you are, the inner source that you are, the soul that you are, you know, that connection kind of dwindles because you're again uh, giving your power to something externally by feeling like something externally could overpower your God energy within. You know what I'm saying? That's like, you know, that's like the source energy, or let's say the mother energy of Mother Earth. Let's just say if the mother energy of Mother Earth was like, well, externally all these little humans stupid, and that's why I'm not growing, you know. And to give you that same analogy, as above, so below, as within, so without. That's like me saying, well, because of the cells in my body, you know, they the cells in my body do certain things, so I won't be able to align with the God within. I won't be able to detox, and I won't be able to program my subconscious in a way that's beneficial to my soul because of the cells in my body. You know what I'm saying? It's stopping me from being the God that I am. You know what I'm saying? That's basically, again, what we're doing when we step into that frame, because of these agents, these CIA agents, are because these little, sims or simulations, are these little beings, are, let's say, beings for lack of a better word, these little androids, or these little people who's not all the way human, you know, are, because of the Andromedans, or because of the, with the reptilians, which the reptilians is basically us in the sense of the Naga energy, you know what I'm saying, which we mix with more than just that in that sense, the Naga energy, the Lyran energy. But anyway, you know, it's like, oh, because of those beings, that's why I'm not in alignment. Well, yeah, the universe always saying yes. Our high self, the high self that we are, is always saying yes. So the moment we say some shit like that or believe some shit like that, again, the belief system is what shape, our subconscious. Belief is basically a constant thought that you agree upon. You know what I'm saying? A thought that you are constantly in agreement with. So it becomes a belief. If I'm constantly in agreement with, oh man, girls don't like me. You know what I'm saying? No girl ever wants to talk to me, and I constantly practice that thought, that becomes a belief, and then it becomes locked into my subconscious, and the subconscious, like 98% of what you do, say, and act upon, is ruled by subconscious, and again, that's what create our reality. Hence why, again, there's so much subconscious programming in movies, and again, the subconscious deals with symbols, trauma, and repetition. You know what I'm saying? Again, a repeated thought form, you know what I'm saying, creates a certain subconscious programming, and then it creates a certain reality. And if you're not aware of it, you'll stay in that lesson loop of thinking something external is affecting me, and it's because of this external condition is why I can't connect with the God that I am. Then you're gonna stay in that loop, and hence why a lot of us go through certain shit, you know, or go through shit like feeling like, oh, somebody attacking me with some voodoo energy, or somebody, you know, must be putting a spell on me, and it's you putting a spell on yourself, and that's why it feels like something is putting the external, a spell on you from externally, you know, because yeah, I could feel somebody being like, you could feel like a thousand people feeling like I hate Universal and I wish he stopped doing videos, but I have to agree to that word magic, you know what I'm saying, and give my power away, and be on some like, oh well, because of that energy I feel coming off of these external beings, like, cause again, I think when I first started doing videos and things of that nature, I couldn't feel like the collective that didn't want to hear those type of things. Of course, I could feel that energy, but again, I is about standing in my God energy, standing in the inner source that I am, and not allowing for that to to affect me. So that's a important aspect. Again, it's never nothing externally. You know, oh well, because they unwoke. Like my video I just recently did about unwoke people and how a person will feel like, oh well, because of their negativity. That's why I'm not in alignment. So as soon as everybody in the world clean up their vibration, then I'll be able to be in alignment. As soon as I get a twin flame, then I'll be in alignment. As soon as Jesus come back and down the cross again, then I'll be in alignment. As soon as I get a piece of moldavite, then I'll be in alignment. Like all those, like, again, like those external conditions, man, it's not, what I'm saying? Again, everything we do internally, whatever word magic, again, shout out to the four agreements, speak on that. Like, you gotta agree to somebody word magic or agree to that insult or compliment, you know what I'm saying? Because again, with the word magic, but then reason why I bring the insult or compliment, because also not taking anything personal. When you know thyself, it don't matter if somebody insults you or compliments you. And again, like I always bring up, with a compliment, that doesn't mean that you don't be, oh, like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? I can still say thank you and know to myself, hey, you already know you're great. You know, kudos to that compliment. I know who I am. Shout out to Jim Brown saying that, like, I didn't need the Hall of Fame to let me know how great of a player I was. You know what I'm saying? Kudos to the yellow jacket that the Hall of Fame give and the little statue and the whole little ceremony. But shit, my first time touching the football, I knew what the fuck I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, first time I started doing videos, I knew. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's standing in your power. And a lot of you, as I'm saying this, you're catching those aha moments, like, bruh, I see why I was, again, pointing to something externally, and again, and when you do it once, you fall into a lesson loop where it only gets worse and worse until you realize, or, in some cases, some may not really catch it, you know what I'm saying, because they may be slick with it. You may be double talking too, like, you know, I'm a god and I stand in my power, but you know, uh, you know, the white man did this and that, no pressure because of the oppressor, because of Donald Trump, because of the politics, because of the police, or because of da da da. But that's why I gotta do that. But I'm a god and I stand in my energy. I'm strong. Da da. It's like you double talking, and your universe will reflect your double talking. You know what I'm saying? Like it creates like a little confusion within you, and that's gonna manifest in a confusing way, you know. And hence why a lot of people may stay. Matter of fact, that's why you may stay in those type of states when you like trying to, again, you're externalizing, but at the same time trying to say that you're powerful and you're standing in your power, you know, because you're giving yourself lip service of, oh yeah, I'm a god, like the conscious mind. Again, like, you know, what subconsciously, say for instance, I use that example, subconsciously you scared of crawfish, you know what I'm saying? But you could consciously, tell yourself, oh yeah, I ain't scared of crawfish, bro, this and that. But then when a crawfish gets shown to you, like, oh shit, you're scared. Because again, it ain't about what you try to lip service yourself with the conscious mind. And hence why, yeah, affirmations can work. You know what I'm saying? Affirmations can work to program the subconscious, but again, the subconscious really deals with those symbols and that repetition, you know what I'm saying, and trauma aspect. And when I think about trauma, it's not always trauma in the sense of, like, like first thing may come to mind is slavery, but nah, like rite of passages ceremonies where, in order, like for the woman to become a woman or a man to become a man, in the tribe, let's say, they got to get little cuts on them, you know what I'm saying, or get a certain tattoo, or, you know, go in the jungle, you know what I'm saying, and sleep out there for a day or two, and after you do this, that's when you become a man. And subconsciously, when you go through that trauma, you'll feel like, oh yeah, I done stepped into my manhood or my womanhood, and that's why a lot of those, rituals and little ceremonies come from, in essence. And then it was, taken into, like somebody who wanted to oppress people was like, hey, we could use this same, you know, aspect of with the subconscious to use it to traumatize people in the sense for us to control their subconscious mind, so we don't even have to whip their ass all the time or harm them all the time. We just create a certain realm in reality through programming their subconscious, and then they create that realm in reality afterwards, and we could just sit back and sip some tea and kick our feet up. You know what I'm saying? Why they, you know, again, I use the slavery aspect and an example of it. The slaves, in most cases, there were more, in a lot of cases, be real with you. And, matter of fact, that's how this whole situation with people thinking that, the government or these energies got some type of rule over them. Is a few of them, and it's like millions of, people. So again, it's like 3,000 slaves to about, let's just say, 10 overseers and, and the slave master. But because they then subconsciously program those slaves through trauma and repetition of trauma and through certain symbols, because I mean, even, because through watching that trauma in a repeated form, that's also symbolic, you know what I'm saying, as well, you know what I'm saying? Again, hence like in movies where, you know, they may not say, hey, you should be, hey, males, you should be homosexual, and also degrade women. A movie may not come out and say that just straight up like that. It'll show it through the actions, like the actions of the character in the movie. He will do some type of things, that's homosexual, or do some things that degrade women. Not to each his own, it's not about no judgment or anything. This is how this work. You know what I'm saying? To each his own on sexual orientation, and even if you degrade women, that's your path to, that's energies that you got to work out and deal with yourself. So there's no judgment towards that. Just again giving that example of showing you how the whole thing works. But that's basically it. And it's nothing. Back to the full circle, 360 degrees of knowledge. Which I don't know if that's the way that expression really go, full circle or full surface. I don't know. I'm gonna say full circle, 360 degrees of knowledge instead of 1 degree. You know what I'm saying, of knowledge. And going back to school for another 4 years and getting a second degree when you're missing, let's see, out of 360, take away 2. So you're missing, when you get 2 degrees of knowledge, you're missing 358 degrees. So you got 358 degrees of knowledge to go. You know what I'm saying? And again, that's not to each his own on your path. That's a part of your path to have to go through that college system or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But understanding, what's really going on. And hence again that angles of light. You know, what a degree is. Degree is basically like taking a certain angle. You know what I'm saying? And an angle, is like the angles of light. You know what I'm saying? And those angles of light, like what angle did you come into this realm, man? And you come down in different angles to get different degrees of knowledge, and hence different angles is like different perspectives. I come down here in a baby bodysuit and then transition after 5 months to see, to get that degree of knowledge, to see how I feel to be in that perspective. I come down as a tree to see how it's perspective to be plant life. I come down as an insect to see how it feels to, I come down as a human in different zodiac signs, so I come down, and again, hence why the zodiac wheel, 360 degrees in these zodiac sign, and in the Western aspect of it, Western astrology, has 30 degrees in each sign. So, I come down in one lifetime as a Capricorn, get that degree of knowledge, that 30 degrees of knowledge. Then I come down as an Aquarius for a couple of lifetimes. and get those degrees of knowledge. And again, I always bring in an analogy of, I forgot what culture or, religious, I'll say spiritual pantheon that says you have 108 lives that you live out before you come up for review. You know what I'm saying? To see what, like if you want to go to the next level, whatever, whatever. But that's also connected to, again, the 9 lives of a cat, because again, the lyran beings are, ancient beings that's responsible for seeding life on certain planets. And, in connection with, again, a cat has no coincidence that we have all these terminologies. A cat has 9 lives. And again, you have 9 lives in each zodiac sign, and and there's 12 zodiac signs if you're not counting Ophiuchus. Not getting into that. But 9 times 12 is 108. So again, you come down as a Capricorn sun sign, you come down as a Sagittarius sun sign, you come down as a Scorpio sun sign, you come down as a Libra sun sign, you come down as a Virgo sun sign. But you get that 360 degrees of knowledge. And again, this is like a school. Some beings might be coming down and on their first little degree. You know what I'm saying? In that sense of it, that's not for us to judge that being and think we're better than them, or think we hot shit because we done been in this school a long time, and we in the 12th grade. It's, just part of the little energy to it. But that's basically it. Peace, peace. Happy now. Now's the vibrate. Only thing that exists is the moment. Right now. Simultaneously tap into the past and the future. You could heal past trauma. Heal that inner child, because that's very important right now. A lot of us doing that work, healing that inner child and letting that inner child know, hey, all that stuff you witnessed as a little kid, all that stuff, your mom and dad taught you. For one, you a soul that picked your parents and picked that situation to go through whatever trauma may have been, quote unquote, inflicted on you, that you feel like, oh man, I ain't had no choice in that, man. I just got, you know, abusive. I had abusive parents, and that's fucked up. Again, at some point, we gotta hold ourselves accountable on any level, even without knowing that you're a soul on a human experience and that you chose that. Just as even if you just think you're a human, you still gotta hold yourself accountable. You could be like, oh man, well, because of slavery and because of the oppressor, that's why I drink 40s all day and don't give a fuck. But at some point, you gotta realize and look in the mirror and know that, like, I'm continuously going through this though, because I'm giving into that power. What I'm saying, I'm not being accountable and saying like, hey, I do have the power to stop drinking 40s, because again, to stop, like, this is a simple motion. you know all you have to do is stop that. And of course, it may seem very tough, yeah, because when we create a strong stain of habitual nature, when we're very habitual about doing certain things, of course that, you know, that it feels like, oh man, it's hard to stop doing these things. Yeah, it's gonna have that difficulty and that sense of it, because again, we've been practicing that energy. You know, check out my video on Triple H. The habitual healthy habits. But again, it's about what we're habitually doing, and that's why just like with lifting weights. You know what I'm saying? If we realize, like, all right, I've been not lifting weights for a long time, and you habitually in the nature of like not want to lift weights, of course it's gonna feel like something tough to start to work out for the first time. Or if we haven't been habitually practicing working with our pineal gland and our inner extrasensory perception, of course it's gonna feel like, oh man, either it's fake, or I won't be able to do that, that's gonna be hard, because you've been in the practice habitual nature of not doing it. But all it takes is you going in that weight room, or you going to practice, working on your extrasensory perception. It's just like reps. It don't happen overnight either. If you've been, again, in the practice energy for over 30 years of your life or whatever, you got to get in the habitual nature of doing the opposite to reverse that energy that you've been habitually dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So, know what I'm saying? Know what I'm talking about? You feel me? But Yeah, that's basically it, y'all. Don't give away your inner source. Don't give away your inner abilities by blaming it on something external. Gotta hold accountability. And again, like with Saturn coming through right now and say, bruh, you gotta be accountable to not only release this karmic energy, but also realize that you are accountable for all things that manifest in your realm. You know what I'm saying? And again, I don't want to use the terminology adult, because that kind of has that little word magic and that little connotation to it of like, like, oh, I gotta be adult. Like, nah, we being childlike. You know what I'm saying? We, again, healing that inner child and being childlike is about being accountable with your childlike, playfulness and lightheartedness. You know what I'm saying? Is having a certain accountability with that. But peace, peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate, of course. Not too far in the future.